Metropolitan Stadium. Metropolitan Stadium here in Bloomington, Minnesota. Jim Carvelis, Pete Gogolak, Howard David. Tremendous crowd. This place holds about 48,000, but they've sold 47,000, most of them to see this man right here. But there's a chance, there's an outside chance that this could be, before the night's over, the largest crowd ever to see a sporting event here, Howard David, in the Met Stadium.
We're told, as we look at Bob Rigby, the all-time record for a sporting event here in Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota is 50,000, in excess of 500, 50,500 and change. As we look at George Barnett, the goalie for the Minnesota Kicks. Interesting, you brought up earlier, Jim, about Warner Roth, the 6'1", 185-pound, 5-year NASL veteran, and a veteran of the Cosmos defensive line. He has been, and this is now his 5th year with the Cosmos, but yet he's getting his first action this year since his hamstring pull.
All right, game underway. These are the Minnesota Kicks in the orange and blue uniforms. And for you NASL fans, you're right if you're saying they look a lot like the Dallas Tornado uniforms. Pele with the ball. Has it broken up. This Minnesota club, a good defensive team. Ball played back. Bobby Smith will get it to Rigby. And Bobby will not play it back in the box. Now he does. That's Keith Eddy, number 5, and Bobby Rigby. Interesting tonight, the Cosmos are, out of their 5 defenders, including the goalkeeper, are starting 3 Americans. Smith, Rigby, and of course, Warner Roth. In the middle of the park, this is Alan West. Excuse me, Howard.
Jim, you're going to see Bobby Rigby throw the ball more often. He has a little muscle strain in his leg, and he's not going to kick too much. He's going to throw the ball most of the evening.
I'll tell you, Jim, you brought up about Warner Roth. He went to Brooklyn Technical High School, and Brooklyn Tech used to beat our pants in all day long when I was at Erasmus, I'll tell you.
Bobby Rigby, long booming kick. Not sure the effects of an injury that kept him out of the last game. And here's Neselenkwe now. The ball headed away by Bobby Smith. Picked up by Futch, number 18. From 35 yards, he lofts it over the goal line.
That was Ron Futcher with a shot on goal for the Minnesota Kicks. First shot on goal of the game for either side.
I think that shot was just more out of frustration, really. It was pretty far out, and he had really no chance to score from that distance out.
Long boot. Rigby ought to field this with no problem. Pretty good size field. Looks like 110 yards by minimum of 70, maybe more. Warner Roth playing it to Clemens in the middle of the park now. Close marking by Minnesota. Played up to Kinaya, to Pele. Pele double team now and gets it back for Clemens. Long lead for Kinaya. Jeff Barnett comes out and picks it off. You're just tuning in, the Cosmos against the Minnesota Kicks. Capacity crowd here in excess of 47,000 in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Jimmy, on the 5th of June, Minnesota had a win over the Chicago Sting 4-2, and as we know, the Cosmos lost to the Sting at Yankee Stadium 2-1 in overtime back on May the 2nd.
Here's Merrick now penetrating for Minnesota, looking for a way in. Lobs it in front, shot over the top. Good chance for Alan Woolley that time, and a great lead pass inside.
Jim, that had goal written all over it. Really looked like he had Rigby beat, and the shot just too high.
From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer.
And the New Hope Kickers for serving as ball boys for tonight's game.
Throughout New Jersey.
Right back at the Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota, the Cosmos against the Minnesota Kicks. Cosmos in the white uniforms. Now working with the ball. This is Garbett to Pele, leading it for Canaglia, just a bit too far for him. Cleared back to Jeff Barnett. No score, the game just underway. We played 3.5 minutes. Cosmos need a win here tonight. They're 3rd in the Eastern Division, trailing Tampa and the Washington Diplomats. Tampa in 2nd, 50 points with 6 wins and 3 losses. And the Cosmos in 3rd place. They have 45 points, 5 wins, 3 losses. Washington on top with 60 points. They play 2 more games than the Cosmos. They're 7-3. On the sideline, here is Clemens being belabored, and they have the ball stolen. Alan West with the ball. And there's going to be a foul called against the Cosmos.
Jim, you saw a little nifty little footwork by Minnesota there. That's really ball control is the name of the game.
Alan West, number 10.
Frank Spriggan, number 3.
Frank Spriggan now will take the free kick. Over to the far post. Up in the air is Futch. Ball headed away. There's going to be a foul called against the Minnesota Kicks. So the Cosmos will now have the free kick. That was Litt, that number 5, talking to the official. Now Litt is the center back. Steve Litt. However, he's great in the air, and they'll move him up on corner kicks and free kicks just outside the area to take advantage of his heading ability.
Jim, the Kicks playing at home tonight, obviously here at Metropolitan Stadium. After tonight, they play the next 5 out of 6 on the road, beginning on Saturday in Dallas.
Ross ball got through to Tony Field. Field has double teamed, but still controls it. Now in the area, intending it for Canalla, too far, easily picked off, as you saw, by Barnett. Now the official is making another call here, at least telling the goalkeeper to go ahead, and there was a foul outside the area against the Cosmos, against Tony Field. Now Barnett throwing it on the right.
Ron Webster on the far side.
Webster with the ball now at his own 35-yard line. For Futch, off his head. Eddie controls it. Pele. Pass away from Field. Not a good pass. And again, Minnesota brings it on the attack in the New York zone. Into the area. Headed out by Eddie. Headed down by Garbett for Pele. Back to Garbett. Knocked away, but Warner Roth is there. Tony Field.
Oh, yeah,
played
nice
on the right
pass.
here. A nice ball.
18 is Brian Tinian.
Tinian with it now. Ryan Tinian. And it goes over the goal line. We're going to have a corner kick coming up for the Cosmos, the first of the game. Tinian now with a corner kick.
That's good defense by Alan Merrick of the Minnesota Kicks.
For Pele. Heads the ball over, intending it for Quinaya, and it's cleared out of there by Minnesota.
He couldn't get a good piece of the ball that time, Jim. He had to come back and try to head it there.
Alan Willie now on the right side, and tackled out of bounds nicely by the new man. That's Charlie Aitken, number 17. Charlie Aitken taking Willie up that right sideline. Cosmos throwing it in, but their official said, nice try. The ball belongs to Minnesota. Got to give it a shot anyway.
Right, you never know what you can do until you try.
No score in the game. A sensational crowd here tonight. Could get up to 50 before it's over.
Now that we've double-checked, Jim, the actual record for a Minnesota or Metropolitan Stadium fan, attendance record is 50,596.
And runner off number 4 for New York.
All right, that was Pele clearing the ball out. Minnesota still with the ball. This is Ron Webster, an attacking fullback, into the area again. And Bobby Smith got up to head it out.
Boy, that Bobby Smith is strong in the air. Always heads the ball away. Very strong, very quick. American boy.
All right, throw in now by the Cosmos. 37-47 to play in the first half. No score. The Cosmos Minnesota Kicks game. Bloomington, Minnesota. Beautiful evening. Unseasonably warm. It was in the 90s today, if you can believe that, in Minnesota. And it's about 75 right now.
Oh, yes.
Pele.
Oh, yes.
Pele making penetration. Pass it out to Quinaya. And a good defensive play by Ronnie Webster, who took it away. Quinaya may have been shaken up a bit on that play. Here's a long ball up here. Warner Roth will get to it first ahead of Futch and get it back for Bobby Rigby. Quinaya on the last play may have gotten it in the shin, still bending over. All right, Garbett with the ball for New York. And it goes over the sideline. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer.
Number 4. Fletcher tackles the ball from the leg.
Back to the action now. The kicks on the attack. The Cosmos 35. This is Futch. Played inside out for Clayton. Knocked away from him nicely by Warner Roth. Canaglia heads it for Field. He chests it down nicely, as you see. Now it's Garbett. Get it on the right now to Bobby Smith, who's going to make his run on the right. Smitty's got the ball now. He's got Tinian on the right side if he needs him. Close marking now. Smith now is going to be called for a foul as he backed in. No, check it. They're going to call the foul on Frank Spriggan of Minnesota. I thought they were going to call it on Smitty, kind of backing off there, but they call it on Spriggan. So the Cosmos now
Charging foul. Gets the kick, free kick to New York.
He was charging dangerously, Jim, and it's a free kick. He's going to play it nice and high from the goal.
Canaglia
He overkicked it, Jim.
leaves it out there. Let the ball go by for Clemens. Clemens going with Litt, 1-for-1. Comes in the area. Neselenke clears it out. Kicks. And that was a good play by Aitken to take it away for the Cosmos. To Clemens at the 35-yard line of Minnesota. Neselenke again clears it. Playing good defense. He's a dangerous offensive player, Neselenke. Schmitty's pass over the sideline, intending it for Tinian.
Neselenke also showing his ability to play both ends of the field, playing twice down the field. The Cosmos was snuffed by Mr. Neselenke.
You have the feeling that both clubs are just feeling each other out here, Pico Galak. No one wants to make a mistake, just kind of trying to figure out what each other has. Here's a high ball that Rigby is going to catch right at the goal area. And he almost ran in the goal with it. Now, what happens then?
Dangerous.
It's a goal. If he goes into the goal with the ball, it goes over the line, it's a goal. That's right.
That ball was kicked 70 yards in the air. Immediately in the attacking position. That's if you have a goal, you can kick the ball that far. It's a tremendous advantage.
Well, I tell you, every once in a while, a goalie will get an assist in a boot like that.
That's right. Yeah.
Here's a shot, and Pele knocks it down outside the penalty area. Heads it up nicely for Tony Field. Back to Pele. Pele is tackled off the ball.
Ron Webster, number 2 for Minnesota.
Good play there by Ronnie Webster, number 2. No one has really had an advantage early in the match here. As we said, both clubs more or less feeling each other out. Now, here comes Minnesota. Playing it back for Ronnie Webster, number 2. He's a defender that likes to come up on the attack. Long ball, far post for Flater. Bobby Smith knocked it away, and they're going to call a foul on Flater, number 7.
Pushing foul.
Flater is pushing, they say, on the play. Flater has scored 4 goals, has 3 assists. Willie has 5 goals, and Neselenke has 4. They have scored the bulk. They've scored 13 of the 17 Minnesota goals this year.
Talk about Pele and Canaglia duo. This is a pretty good offensive combination for the kicks.
Litt clears the ball now with that volley. Here's Smitty knocking it away. And they're going to call handball on Warner Roth at the 35-yard line of New York.
Handball foul.
Canaglia and Pele combined have half of the Cosmos goals, with Pele with 5, Canaglia with 4. The 18 Cosmos goals today.
By number 3, Spragan.
All right, Spragan playing it to West. West, a lot of skill. Back for Spragan. It was kicked away.
New York.
And it'll be given to the New York Cosmos.
Unlike other sports, Jim, you know, when the ball is played outside the sidelines, the clock is running. And, of course, the referee has complete control over the clock.
All right, interception there. Slater's shot goes across the sideline and over the goal line. It'll be a goal kick coming up from Minnesota. This is New York Cosmos. All right, back in Minnesota again. No score in the game. The Cosmos and the kicks. Cosmos trying to come on the attack. Bobby Smith to Canaglia. Canaglia 34 yards away from the Minnesota goal now. And he's belabored, and he has the ball stolen on a bad pass. And it's finally going to be picked off here by Clemens on the left sideline. And he is rushed and has the ball knocked out of bounds. Again, Minnesota very close marking. In fact, both clubs marking close. Very little space. Cosmos had to tighten up that defense, Howard David, because they just gave Tampa too much space last week. And I guess Ken Furphy had a word or two for his defenders, and it's shown here.
Well, of the 3 losses for the Cosmos this year, 2 went the overtime route, losing to Chicago on May 2nd, 2-1, also losing to Philadelphia by the 2-1 count in overtime. And, of course, as we all know, Sunday losing to Tampa Bay in Tampa 5-1.
Bobby Smith now knocks it away to Roth, to Pele. Good pass here to Garbett. Garbett finds Field across the midfield line. Here comes Tony. Nice pass to Canaglia. Back to Garbett. Cosmos building an attack. Shot. Deflected away and finally cleared out of there. Bobby Smith intercepts at midfield to Pele. Pele, a pass now for Tinian. Back to Pele. Tackled away beautifully by Webster. Cosmos still have it. They're going to call a handball on Webster. Cosmos getting the free kick now about 32 yards from Jeff Barnett in front of that goal. A hard shot. Pele over the top.
That's a pretty good distance to kick from there, Jim, high kick is a no-no in soccer. You know, when I used to play organized soccer as a youngster, my coach used to make us run an extra lap if we kicked high. He always told us to keep it low. That's the most dangerous one to defend, Jim.
All right, Barnett with a goal
Pelé,
kick now.
he's forgiven this time.
Plays it outside to Alan Merrick. Gets it back to Barnett. 29:46 to play in the first half. No score in the game. The Cosmos and the Minnesota Kicks.
Number 6.
Carvelis beat Gogolak and Howard David from the Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota. It is packed. In fact, we have standing room. They play it to Metzelenkway. Now he plays it back again. Here come the kicks, and Roth kicks it high in the air. Headed by Butch, caught by Rigby. Now we have a foul called in the box, I believe. It's going to be against Keith Eddy. It will not be a penalty kick, but it's going to be an indirect free kick in the box.
All right, right here we'll see the Cosmos set up the wall on this indirect. Here we get a look at the wall as Pele on the right, Terry Garbutt in the middle, and Dave Clements on the left.
Shot just misses. Just misses.
Pretty good
From
shot,
Minnesota. This is New York Cosmos soccer.
Goal kick for the Cosmos.
Cosmos on the attack. The header off Quinaya goes over the sideline. Minnesota will have a throw-in. 27:54 to play in the first half. No score in the match.
Jim, today a very famous day in Cosmos soccer history. It was June 10th, a year ago, that Pele formally signed his contract with the Cosmos. And that, of course, who can forget that day? Those that follow New York Cosmos soccer.
Well, Barnett really kicks it, doesn't he? That ball went over the goal line. Last touch by the Cosmos. We have a Minnesota corner kick coming up. The Minnesota Kicks are second in the Western Division. They've won 4. They've lost 3. They're 11 points behind Vancouver, and Vancouver's played 3 more games. The corner now, curling in front of the net. Punched out of there. And Garbutt clears it out to the 35-yard line. Field up in the air, but he's fought off the ball. Still a scramble, and Minnesota plays it back in, and we're going to have offside. Minnesota was offside on the play. Breaking in there was Alan Woolley, number 9. Cosmos play a week from tonight at Yankee Stadium. They haven't been back home in a long time. And they'll be playing against the Boston Minutemen, Samoa's, Addy Coker, fine ball club, the Boston Minutemen. Then next Friday as well, we'll tell you more about that later. Toronto will be in that. All right, here's Pele on the interception. Still a loose ball. Plater has it knocked away. Garbutt has it at midfield. Plater comes back, and now Nesselenkway gets it for Minnesota. Plays it on the right now for Plater, making a diagonal run. Controls the ball. He gets it back for Peter Bryan, number 4. To Plater, number 7. One-on-one against Aitken, and Aitken knocks it away momentarily. Plater has it. He's dangerous. He can hit it with either foot. Pele gets it up the field in the New York zone at the 35-yard line at Garbutt. Now to Bobby Smith and the Cosmos moving on the attack across midfield to Tinian, number 18. Close marking, so he'll play it back to Eddy. Plays it for Clements. Clements, number 6. Quinaya in the area, poked out of there by the kicks again. Strong kick defense in the area, in the box. Pele gets it to Quinaya. Has it tackled away nicely by Litt, number 5. This ball, they say, is out of bounds. It'll be given to the Cosmos, went over the sideline. Cosmos will throw it in. 25 minutes, 30 seconds unofficially to play in the first half.
Cosmos trying to get an attack going, Jim, and they seem a little disorganized. They have some good passes, and they go stray. And Minnesota has a little advantage right now. Again,
Litt clears the ball. Brought down by Garbutt to Quinaya. Quinaya now for Tony Field.
Oh, nice pass by Field.
To Bobby Smith. Smith shot wide of the post. It goes over the line. We'll have a goal kick coming up. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos soccer. Back to the action now. They're coming with the ball across midfield now. That's Alan West, number 10, a midfielder. In front. Aitken knocked it out of there and over the sideline. It'll be a throw in for Minnesota. Cosmos 45 points. They're 5 points behind second place Tampa. And what about those Philadelphia Atoms knocking off the Tampa Bay Rowdies last night 2-1?
Well, we just had a look there at Garbett. Yeah, 2-1, and that just goes to show you that anybody can beat anybody in this league. Here, Tampa Bay plays 5-1, almost a flawless game against the Cosmos Sunday, and then loses to Philadelphia last night.
Look at that throw-in by Plater.
Terrific throw-in.
Past the bar. What a throw-in. And that number 5 again was Steve Litt, the center back, who we told you will come in on those long throw-ins, the corner kicks, the free kicks outside the box. He's great in the air, and he just knocked it by. But Plater really threw that ball in the box.
He threw the ball 30 yards, and he put it right in front of the goal area, and it's immediately caused a dangerous situation.
Rigby now playing the ball. Gets it. Does not get it back. He was pressured, and they finally get it to Keith Eddy on the left. Minnesota playing closely now. Kinali at midfield, and Litt knocks him down and steals it. No foul called. They'll play it out here to Plater. He gets it for NASL coming in the area. NASL with it now. Marked by Pele. We have a whistle here, and toward the middle of the field, the official is talking with.
It looks like the foul is going to go against the Cosmos. Bob Smith made a very dangerous play when Nessawinkwe came down the field on the left side, and it looked like Smith committed himself a little bit too soon, and he could have been a very dangerous play. It could have been a score.
Called a foul on Tony Field there. It was just across the midfield line, and there's so many people here, they were making so much noise that no one heard the whistle. Litt plays it for Alan Merrick from the 35-yard line. Pele blocked his shot down. Spragan's pass, crossfield. Cosmos will throw it in with 22-12 to play in the first half, and no one scored yet. Throw-in coming from Minnesota now. Peter Bryan to throw it in. Nessawinkwe at midfield. Aiken now knocks the ball away. Good defensive play by Charlie Aiken, playing his first game as a Cosmo. Tony Field trying to get away, has the ball intercepted. Now Pele gets it back for New York. To Kinali. Push all the way back to midfield with this Minnesota defense just pushing him out.
Oh, yes, what a pass. Nice pass.
Field. Looking in front, he's got Tinian and Pele. If he can cross it, has it tackled over the sideline, over the goal line, and we have now a corner kick coming up. Dangerous play now. Cosmos have a corner kick, and Tinian will take it. And headed over the goal again by Ronnie Webster.
Well, we'll try another one there. A good corner kick should be 10 to 12 yards in front of the goal, and especially very dangerous for the goalie. You can see the goalie there. He has to make up his mind if he wants to come out and grab the ball or punch it or pull it in. And you could see about 14 to 16 players in the penalty area right now.
There's a good corner coming out here. Smith heads it inside. It's going to be picked up by Jeff Barnett.
Some of the Cosmos just cannot create the opportunities.
All right, with the ball now, this Frank Spragan with it. And they go to Alan West. Play it on the right side as they open things up. Minnesota moving the ball smartly. Peter Bryan, a midfielder, and Pele, good defensive play, knocked it away. Litt comes to get it. Get it back to Alan West, number 10. Pele again knocks it down. Pele's playing some kind of defensive game here.
Very interesting that he's back around the midfield area for some reason.
Well, nobody ever said that he couldn't do it all, right?
No, he can do everything. Yeah.
That's right. He's got it again now, and the whistle blows, and we have a foul. Howard? All right, Minnesota trying to clear the ball now. There's Ronnie Webster, number 2. A long ball upfield. It's knocked down. We almost have a handball. Minnesota was asking for a handball against Aiken, but the referee said no. Here's a good ball up the field. Cannot control it and loses it to Litt. And now to Peter Bryan, number 4. Long crossfield passer. Smith to intercept. Pass to Kinali. He's fought off the ball. He thought he should have had a foul. The referee said no, and here comes Minnesota across the line. Mike Plater, number 7. Plater back to Nessawinkwe. They both played last year with the Denver Dynamos. Frank Spragan, number 3. West, number 10.
Nice little intricate passes. They're working the ball up, done toward the goal area.
A lot of square passes, though, not really penetrating at all. Pele knocked it down again, but they still have it. Minnesota, they get it back to Pele. Now up to Tony Field. Long pass for Kinaya, racing for the ball.
One-on-one.
Kinaya now. Let's see what he can do. He's being marked by Alan Merrick, a good defender. He plays it to Pele outside the area. Long shot, Pele over the top.
You know, if you're a Malta drinker, chances are you like your Malta cold, and that's why you should try Malta Schaefer. The malt is specially made to drink ice cold. The Malta that keeps its good, rich flavor no matter how cold you like to drink it. The Malta made with the finest care and ingredients to taste so great, you want to drink it all day long. That's Malta Schaefer. The colder you drink it, the better you like it.
All right, the kicks now coming to midfield. That's Alan Merrick, number 6. Play it back to Litt now. Over to Webster on the right side with 18:20 unofficially to play in the first half. No score in this match. The Cosmos and the kicks, a very big game for both clubs. Long lead up here, and Warner Roth gets there first and gets it to Bobby Rigby. Roth away from Alan Woolley. And here's Keith Eddy racing out of his own end now. Eddy coming to midfield, still on the run. Leaves it for Smitty. Bobby Smith coming along the right side. Nice lead pass.
Nice lead pass.
Tinian in front, and it's knocked over the goal line by Merrick, intending it for Kinaya in front. And the Cosmos have a corner kick coming up with Brian Tinian to take it.
You know, the Cosmos show 4 very strong strikers up there with Tinian, Pele, Canaglia, and Tony Field, even though Tinian's playing at midfield tonight.
All right, Clements now will take the corner kick. Dave Clements.
He's kicking with his left foot, and he's going to put a little curve on that ball.
Nice.
There it is. Nice. Ooh.
Went over the top. Eddy was trying to head the ball and could not get it on there.
Eddie's way up in the front from his center fullback position.
Minnesota, the last 4 or 5 minutes, has not really been attacking much. They've been concentrating on this kind of a play, the long ball. Because earlier they made more penetration. The Cosmos starting to organize their attack a bit more the last 10 or 15 minutes. All right, throw in. Here's a long ball in the area. Look out. And Smith heads it over the goal line. We have a corner kick that was intended for Alan Woolley in front, number 9. Bobby Smith headed it over, and now we're going to have a corner kick coming up for Minnesota. There's the action in front of the net. You see Aitken there. He'll be marking Alan Woolley, number 9, at the near post.
Bob Rigby back there. He usually moves to the far goal post when the corner kick is kicked.
All right, in front, headed high in the air, and over the goal line again. And we're going to have another corner kick. Now, Litt is just in the area, number 5. You see him at the left of your screen. Now they're going to just play it out of there. Now the long ball in front. It's headed and over the goal line. It was headed by Flater. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer. All right, back to the live action. Futch now on the interception. And kicked away. Warner Roth kicks it over the sideline, kicks it away from Mike Flater.
Werner Roth has a chance to play this evening, and he hustles. I think he's playing a pretty good game right now.
Flater and Roth going after each other.
There he is. He marked him again, and
they played alongside each
well.
other on the United States World Cup team. Flater and Roth. Out throwing back here to Merrick. Merrick about 40 yards from the Cosmos goal. Tony Field coming out to play some defense and intercepted there nicely by Clements.
Oh, nice pass by Clements. Beautiful pass, Tony Field.
Field coming in now, one-on-one. He plays it to Canaglia. Canaglia save.
Great save by the goalie, Jeff Barnett.
Tony Field played it very nicely.
Again.
Let's look at it again. Field didn't try to force it. He just got it to Canaglia.
He sees Canaglia. He crosses across. Canaglia kicks. And Jeff Barnett cuts the angle. He makes a beautiful save. Beautiful piece of play.
I don't think Canaglia got all of that. We're back to the live action. Here comes Pele. Canaglia's all alone in front. It's headed down. Shot.
Oh!
Right.
All open, Jim. The ball was deflected. The ball was deflected, all open, and Cosmos were unable to score. We're getting some excitement right now.
As soon as this guy turns around, and I want to see who he is, because he's the guy that really made the play. As we take a look here.
All right, Clements now, the man who missed that. Here's a long ball across, knocked down. Tinian with it. Tinian outside the area now. Crossfield to Smitty. Leaves it for Pele, but it's cleared out of there by Merrick. Keith Eddy heads it over, but it's not a good pass. Picked up by Futch.
3 against 2.
Here comes Minnesota now. 3-on-2 break. Cosmos finally get another man back. Nesselink way knocked down. Do they call a handball? No. No handball. Cosmos control it. Crowd doesn't like it. Playing it out here for Clements. Clements now, the Cosmos turn it around quickly.
It was unintentional, Jim, and I think the referee made a good call.
Garbett with it, number 8. Garbett, a shot. Barnett plays it down as you see. Well, this game has really picked up in pace the last 5 or 6 minutes. 13-11 to play in the first half. Cosmos, nothing. Minnesota Kicks, nothing. Fantastic crowd at Bloomington here, over 47,000. They watch Minnesota come on the attack. NASL with the ball at the 35-yard line of New York. Play on the left side for Mike Plater. Smith has a man for man. Can occupy Smith, and the man behind giving help there was Clements. Plater fights him off the ball. Plater crosses in front, too high for Futch. It'll be picked up out by West outside the area. Back inside, headed out by Keith Eddy nicely. Aitken with the ball now. He has it taken away from him. NASL now, and Minnesota aggressive, comes on the attack. And there is a scramble there, almost hands ball there. Clements gets it out of there to Garbett. 12:22 to play in the first half. No score in the match. Play it up here for Quinalla. Quinalla double team, knocked away from behind. Quinalla still has it. Plays it beautifully to Tony Field. Field coming in, has a man in front. It's knocked down over the goal line by Merrick. And we have a corner kick coming up.
At Merrick, I'll tell you. Merrick, it's 2 tremendous saves he has made, because it was not for Merrick the last time down the field, the Cosmos would have had a goal.
See that Quinalla, a little heel pass back? He drew 2 defenders and he pushed the ball back. That's real soccer.
Dave Clements again will take the corner kick. Curling it out to the far post. Warner Roth, it gets over his head. Futch was marking him. But now Tinian gets it in front again. Pele
yes.
Tried a scissors kick. Quinalla does that very well, the scissors kick. And Pele tried it there.
From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer. All right, Cosmos steal the ball now. This is Keith Eddy to Tony Field across the 35-yard line. Field looks in front, wanted to get it to Tinian, but it was a bad pass, and Barnett easily handled it in the area. 10:37 to play in the first half. Long throw, and Smitty goes up against Plater, and Smitty gets a charging foul. Bob Smith charging into Plater. They put it in play quickly now. This is Willie, number 9. NASL at the 35-yard line.
Boy, he's a nifty little player, the NASL with great moves. He controls the midfield.
He's dangerous.
He's only 22 years old.
Alan West now, long ball in front of the net. And it's last touch, I believe, by the Cosmos. And they're going to have a corner kick. Cosmos hit it last. I think Bobby Rigby thought they'd hit it last and allowed it to go over the goal line.
I think Bob Smith thought the same thing, because he let it go out, and he probably could have saved it before it went over the sideline.
Or the Bobby Smith didn't like it.
Bobby Smith is still smarting from what he considered to be not really one of his greatest performances on Sunday, and I think he's really got something to prove out there tonight.
West on the corner. NASL got it high in the air, in the area. And Pele racing for the ball, but again, Minnesota gets it. Peter Bryan now, and Pele tackles it over the goal line. We have another corner kick coming up. Another corner kick for Minnesota, as Pele did the defensive job that time on Peter Bryan, who was making great penetration at the goal area.
Pele's keep playing back, Jim. Doesn't seem to be doing too much in the attack.
Right in front. Rigby punched it out. Minnesota has it, and now Field stole it, and it gets back to Bobby Rigby. So the Minnesota attack momentarily has stalled. Keith Eddy with it now. The Cosmos with the ball, 8:57 to play in the first half. It's been a good match. No score in it. Both clubs have had chances. Merrick heads it away and out of bounds away from Brian Tinian. Tinian may have been shaken up a bit on the play. Garbett plays it back to Keith Eddy. Eddy at the midfield line now for the Cosmos. Long lead up here for Field. It's headed away from him, and a whistle blows, and a foul is going to be called against Tony Field. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer. All right, we're back to the action. The ball knocked out of bounds away from Pele. New York has a throw in. Pele throws it into Tony Field. He's got Merrick behind him. Now the double team. Tony's still with the ball. And finally has it stolen, but they're going to call a foul against Minnesota.
Yes,
So
the
the
player.
Cosmos will get a direct free kick outside the penalty area.
The player went for the man rather than for the ball. Good call by the referee. The wall is forming 10 yards, 9 meters away.
Pelé has scored a lot of goals.
Oh,
off
he
this
sure has,
situation.
hasn't he?
All right, let's see what they do here now. Pelé and Field.
They're
And
trying to create an element of
Clemens.
surprise.
Let's see what they do with it. Who's going to hit it? Field runs past it. Pelé stops. And they're going to do it all again.
Pele says,
Don't get too excited there, Pele says. Let's try it again.
Pelé wants a replay.
The
All right, there's the wall.
There's the ball. That ball travels 70 to 80 miles an hour.
You're right, Pete. That's a dangerous place.
Absolutely
to
a dangerous place.
Clemens fakes it. Pelé hits it. Over the top again. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos soccer. All right, in Minnesota now. That's Merrick getting it back to Jeff Barnett. Stay tuned. We've got an exciting halftime for you. You'll learn more about the North American Soccer League. We'll have our Chase Mini Clinic with Coach Ken Furphy and Howard David. And also Kyle Rowe Jr. will be on hand. So you want to stay tuned at halftime. No score in this match. 5:44 to play in the first half. Canaglia and Litt going for the ball. And it's last touch by Litt. Canaglia throws it in quickly to Tony Field, 35-yard line. Field back to Tinian. Tinian's pass, not a good one. It's finally punched back here to Barnett.
Barnett kicked the ball again 75 yards, Jim. Probably a professional football team is looking at that guy. He could really be a sub-field goal kicker.
You would know. Sprague had it knocked away. Garbett has the ball for New York. Now Keith Eddy. Again, close marking. Eddy long up here for Canaglia. Heads it toward the goal, but no one breaking inside. Speaking of field goal kickers, Mike Flater, number 7 for the Minnesota Kicks, had a 62-yard field goal while playing at Colorado School of Mines. He was drafted actually by San Jose in '74. It stayed out because he tried out with the Redskins and the Lions. Then he played last year with Denver, did very, very well, and has done well this year as well.
Must be the thin air, Jim.
I tell you, he can hit it with either foot. I've seen Mike play. He's
an excellent player.
What we're trying to say then, Jim, is we ought to get Gogolak to go to Denver.
4.5 minutes to play in the half. No score in the match. The Kicks against the Cosmos. Nice play there by Aitken. Charlie Aitken, the new fullback from Aston Villa. Now they play it back to Pelé. That's Field back to Pelé. Nice move by Pelé. He has a tackle. It's high in the air. Going for it is Tinian. He heads it to Tony Field. Knocked down and a foul. A foul against Minnesota and some hard feelings there momentarily. Ron Webster leveled him pretty good. Leveled Tony Field.
And Tony looked at him and said, "Now, come on, mate. Tighten up."
Cosmos now with a free kick. They're about 30 yards from the goal. There's that wall. Now watch it. They're going to be.
Again.
This is a dangerous place to be, as we
There's the
said
goalie.
before. You got to protect yourself there. Pelé runs by it. Clemens
Nice
hits it.
shot.
And it's tipped over the bar beautifully by Barnett. Boy, Clemens had it right on line. Let's look at that again.
There comes the shot. Pelé jumps over it. Perfectly legal. Clemens hits the ball. Opening the wall. And Barnett tips it over. That goal is 8 yards long, 8 feet high, 8 by 8.
All right, on the corner kick, Tinian now outside the box. Clemens stops it. Gets it for Smith. He gets it over here, intending it for Tinian, who ran into the official and couldn't quite get to the ball. He wouldn't have gotten to it anyway.
Good defense by the official.
All right, Jeff Barnett has played very well in the Minnesota goal. It's been kind of an even game, wouldn't you say, in the first half? Both clubs have had their chances, taken turns on the attack, controlling the game, but
Why is Pelé still in the midfield? He still doesn't seem to me in the attack. That kind of bothers me. He kind of pulls back, and he doesn't seem to come up very often.
this is Alan Merrick, number 6 for the Minnesota Kicks now at his own 37-yard line. They play it back to Litt, number 5. Minnesota content in making some square passes here, controlling the ball over to Webster, number 2, as they cross-field it. Webster back to Litt. Looks like they're stalling the game out. Looks like they're playing out a penalty or something. Back to Merrick. Back to Litt. Now the crowd isn't going to like this too much longer. And back to Webster again.
Clock keeps running.
Now they play it to Neselenkwe, and Pelé comes to
great
tackle.
move.
Neselenkwe
Great
got
move.
away. Nesselink, 35-yard line. And it's intercepted by Warner Roth. Back to Pele now. He comes across midfield. Quinaya, pass. Cannot control it. Merrick intercepts it. Alan Merrick gets it back. And here comes West, number 10, a good attacking midfielder. West across the line, coming toward the box, and a foul is going to be called against the Cosmos. Minnesota in play right away. Flater plays it on the right, in front, and Eddie clears it as he chested it down and almost took too much time in front of that net. But the cool Mr. Eddie got away with it. Rigby gets to it before Futch does. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer. Unofficially, we have 55 seconds to play in the first half. Minnesota kicks nothing, New York Cosmos nothing here in Bloomington. Sensational crowd. Ball back to Barnett with 45 seconds. Keep in mind the official time is kept by the referee on the field. He's looking at his watch, in fact, as we say that. 35 seconds on the clock. Minnesota now in their own end. That's Litt, big center back, to Webster, number 2, the right fullback.
Cosmos playing very defensive soccer, no question about it.
Oh,
lovely move! He should score! He scores! Oh!
Just went by. Nesselink, now most of the crowd felt as I did that time.
I thought he scored. Boy, I got excited. What a lovely move by Nesselink.
You hear this crowd cheering.
I'll tell you, he really surprised me.
I think what fooled us all is the ripple of the net, but it went off to the side, and that was a super chance to score. And that is the end of the first half here in Bloomington, Minnesota. From Minnesota.
Da settembre, il racconto più appassionante e tutte le emozioni della Champions League sono solo su Sport Stream.
Il nostro sport è diretta e memoria, mito e modernità, avventura e tenerezza. Un canale per le famiglie, un canale che racchiude tutte le meraviglie del possibile.
All right, second half just underway now. And Canaglia and the Cosmos move across the 35-yard line of Minnesota. Get it to Pele. Pele now to Clemens. Back to Field coming through. Miskicked it over the goal line. And we're going to have a goal kick coming up. Jim scoring the match. If you're just tuning in, Minnesota kicks in the orange shirts, blue trousers, orange socks, and the Cosmos in white. Packed crowd here. This is an NASL record.
Jim, shots on goal first half. Cosmos 11, Kicks had 6 saves in the first half. Cosmos 1, Minnesota 3, fouls. Cosmos 8, Minnesota 7.
In excess of 47,000. We'll have the exact figure for you momentarily. The record was set last Sunday at 42 plus in Tampa. Now Minnesota coming on the attack. This is Futch on the left side. Ron Futch. Long cross goes over the top. And we're going to have a goal kick coming up for the New York Cosmos. No score in the match.
A couple youngsters back there. The great thing about soccer is, Jim, that size has absolutely no importance.
And size of crowds. Size of crowds are important, too. Right. Excuse me, Pete, especially. It's just unbelievable what has happened here in the league the last week or so. 42 plus in Tampa Sunday. In excess of 47 here in Minnesota. They're expecting at least 35 in Portland for the Cosmos game there this weekend. And remember, the Cosmos will be back in New York Wednesday night against Boston and Friday against Toronto, featuring the great Eusebio. That'll be poster night. The first 5,000 youngsters that come in will get a Bob Rigby poster. That's Friday night against Toronto, Wednesday against the Boston Minutemen. Cosmos intercept now. Field back to Pele. Getting it on the right side now for Tinian. Tinian to Clements to Pele. Good ball coming through now here to Tinian. Kinaya now, double team, gets it back for Pele, and Clements comes to retrieve the ball. Long ball on the left here is going to be easily picked off in the area by Jeff Barnett, the Minnesota keeper. Both clubs had chances to score. Clements missed from point-blank range. Kanaya had a chance or two. And just before the end of the first half, you saw a near miss by NASL Linkway of Minnesota. Kanaya,
nice pass across the field.
But it comes through to Tinian. Shot dismissed. I'm not sure that pass was intended for Tinian. It was, I believe, intended for Pele, but it did the job. It came across to Tinian. Barnett was beaten. The goalkeeper was out, and Tinian just missed the far post.
Tinian should have scored from that. It was a little bad angle from the side, but he should score from that 15 yards out.
39:55 to play in the match. No score. Pete Gogolak, Howard David, Jim Carvelis from the Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. A memorable night for soccer in Minnesota. For that matter, for the country, it'll be a record. Knocked out of bounds by Charlie Aitken, the new fullback for the Cosmos, wearing number 17. Throw in coming for the Minnesota Kicks.
Tell you, Jim, it takes just one crowd like this to pick up your average attendance. The Minnesota Kicks came in with an average home attendance of over 12,000. With this crowd tonight, their average attendance is very close to 20,000.
Slater throws the ball in. Played back. Minnesota has it. This is Webster, number 2, looking for an open man. A field coming up to Markham. They go back to Litt, number 5 at midfield, their center back. Crossfield pass intended for Futch.
Oh, nice header.
Heads it on the left side now. Alan West moving with the ball. Has it tackled out of bounds nicely, and I believe we're going to have corner kick coming up. Minnesota, yes. Garbett tackled it away from West.
Sliding tackle, Jim. Perfectly legal. He kicked the ball away.
All right, they play it outside. Here's a left-footed boot. Goes over the top. We're going to have a goal kick coming up from Minnesota. This is New York Cosmos soccer. A Bobby Smith foul now gives a free kick to Minnesota. Alan Merrick now will take it just across the midfield line into New York territory. Willie chesterning it out there for NASL Linkway, the ace.
Oh, what a lovely pass, Jim. What a great pass.
Sprague, number 3, knocked away by Bobby Smith.
That NASL Linkway really impresses me.
Throw in New York Cosmos in their own territory. Throw back to Keith Eddy. Long boot upfield, intending it for Tony Field.
Tony Field all alone.
Field comes into the area. Here's the
yes! Oh, he hit the post.
Here's the chance.
Oh, no! I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Tinian.
Absolutely. Look at Tinian.
Tinian had a golden opportunity. Field hit the post, as you saw. Tinian had all the time in the world. Had time to stop it, control it, and then hit it over the top.
All alone, Jim. Lean forward. Keep your feet
Right,
down.
let's see it again. Here's a great pass
Great
by
long
Eddie.
pass.
Now, he's not offside because he was behind the 35-yard line. Now it hits the post. Now watch Tinian all alone. Has time to control it. Hit it over the top.
That reminds you of a wide receiver in pro football that is all alone in the end zone with nobody around him, and he drops the ball.
All right, Garbett playing it through, and it's knocked away by Minnesota. The Cosmos applying pressure again. Bobby Smith clears it. Clemens is run over by Merrick, and Minnesota has the ball. Here come the kicks. Up the field, across the 35-yard line, knocked away nicely by New York. It's Keith Eddy to make the play as he read it perfectly.
Nice play by Eddie, Jim.
To Aitken now. Charlie Aitken picking up speed, racing 35-yard line. Good speed to Tony Field. Field comes outside the box now, plays it for Aitken, but it's a bad pass, and Litt easily clears. Pele will collect the ball. Beautiful pass to Garbett. Intending it for Tinian now along the right side. Knocked away from him. Canaglia coming in, and it's knocked back to Jeff Barnett.
Jim, you got to feel sorry for Tinian. You know, 5 yards out, open goal. These things do happen. It's one of those things in soccer, and I hope he does.
I tell you,
just
one
can't let
goal is
down.
going to look awfully big in this game. One goal is going to look very big. Although both clubs have looked like scoring a couple of times. Garbett with it now. Nesolinkwe with him. Plays it up for Tinian. Tinian. Get it back for Bobby Smith to move on the attack. Here's Bob at midfield. Back to Pele.
Cosmos are moving well.
Pele playing it for Tony Field, who plays it back. Not a very good pass. Smith gets a foul as he tackles Mike Flater. Smith tackling Flater, and it's going to be free kick coming up for Minnesota. 34:57 to play in the second half here in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Jim, between Alan Wiley and Pele, you have two of the top 6 scorers in the North American Soccer League, but yet the scoreboard registers goose eggs.
Ron Webster now takes his shot, and it just goes wide. Just goes wide from Minnesota. This is New York Cosmos Soccer. All right, back in Bloomington, Minnesota now. This is Jeff Barnett, the very fine keeper. There's Alan Merrick, number 6, coming across his own 35-yard line. Merrick on the attack now, coming in the middle of the field. Long chip up here for Futch. Roth playing him, kicked away nicely from behind by Clements, back to Bobby Rigby. Clements coming back to help out on defense. 33-35 unofficially to play in the match here, and a goal, as we said before, is going to look very, very big here tonight.
Looks like Bobby's injury is okay. He kicked the ball well, and his leg doesn't seem to bother him.
Yeah, and this was the concern of Ken Furphy earlier this afternoon. He did not know whether or not Bobby Rigby's right leg was 100%.
This has been some battle. These two gentlemen on your screen now, Canaglia and Litt, they've gone after it all evening long here.
Canalia's having kind of a quiet evening. I think Litt is...
There's a steal. Willie's shot is off the mark.
I was saying Litt is marking him very well, and Canaglia doesn't seem to be open very often.
Well, you know, the amazing thing about players like Canaglia, great goal scorers, Muller, Kreif, you know, you can mark them sometime for 70, 80, 85 minutes, and if you make one mistake with them, that's when they put it in the back
all
of
over.
the
That's
net.
right. That's right.
Same with this gentleman here, Pele. Good defensive play, though, by Nesolinkwe. He knocked it away from Pele. Here's Webster, number 2. Play it back now for Merrick, number 6. Here's a defender that likes to move on the attack.
Nice move!
There's a shot by Merrick that goes over the top. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer. Back to the action. Flater now coming in. Here's a shot that's knocked over the goal line. Nice alert play there by Aitken. Charlie Aitken was there as Flater was crossing it in front.
Bobby Rigby made the right decision, Jim. He came out, he tried to get the ball, but Charlie Aitken was there, and he played it out of bounds.
All right, corner kick coming up for Minnesota now. Alan West on the corner. It's headed out by Pele. Pele got up in the air beautifully. Here's a Tony Field pass. It's headed down by Webster. Pele battling for the ball. And the shot just goes wide. Just goes wide by Steve Litt. Just wide. And we have another corner kick coming up for Minnesota. That's a dangerous shot, Pete, because a lot of times the goalkeeper isn't expecting that. And Litt just reeled around outside the area about I'd say 25 yards, and hit it and almost found the corner.
And the importance of a low shot, Jim. Again, a low shot, very hard to defend.
There's a long cross in the area. Bob Smith wins in the air and gets it out of there momentarily, but Minnesota still battling Willie. Knocked away. Garbutt has it. Beautiful ball up here for Tony Field. He cannot control it. Tony will scrap and collect it again. Tinian tackled out of bounds nicely by Merrick.
Merrick is playing some kind of defensive soccer match tonight. He's been all over the field.
Alan Merrick, 26-year-older, played at West Brom. He's played the midfield a lot in England. He's a defender, but he'll move up on the attack. He's got a lot of skill. Steve Aitken, number 17 there, is the newest Cosmo, playing at left fullback tonight. Warner Roth is in there on the defense tonight. Bob Smith, Keith Eddy.
Canali in the middle, jockeying for position. He's 6'2". Oh, yes. Pele is up for it.
Could not control it. They went over the top, and they say last hit by Minnesota. And that was Frank Spragan that hit it last by the kicks. So Tinian now will have the corner kick coming up.
Pele's 5'9". He can out-jump a guy who's 6'2".
It's a bad corner kick by Tinian. Pele controls it, though. To Garbutt. Garbutt making a run now, being marked by Merrick on the right side there. Let's see what he can do with the ball. Being forced out. Good pass to Clements, though. They leave it. Bob Smith still with the ball. Smith tackled off the ball. Minnesota, and it's Pele knocking it down again. Boy, he's been all over the field. Nesolinkwe takes a good pass at midfield. There's a man racing on the right side. This is West. Nesolinkwe has it tackled away nicely by Garbutt. Again, Minnesota with the ball. They get it to West this time on the right. Aitken out to mark him closely. Bryan, number 4. Pele bothered him enough. Futcher with the ball on the right side. Double teamed and knocked away by Aitken. Roth and Aitken double teaming on Futcher. Throw in coming from Minnesota. 28-30 now to play in the game unofficially. Throw in, and it's won by Warner Roth. And he and Futcher were going at it pretty good. Over the side, throw in comes for Minnesota.
I think what we should start doing, Jim, is referring to time remaining as that in regulation time, because we might very well go into an overtime session here.
Alan Merrick with it, you're right. Up the field, Aitken heads it away nicely to Garbutt. At their own 35-yard line, the Cosmos try to build it. They give it to Pele. Yeah, Bob Smith all alone on the right side, and they get it to Quinaglia. Quinaglia now, marked closely out there by Litt. He tries to beat him one-on-one. He gets around, gets it back beautifully to Tinian. Inside for Pele, but Barnett got it first.
Boy, he was all alone, Jim.
Pele just knocked the ball away and just missed the goal.
I don't know if it would have counted or not.
Well, the fans are doing it, but what they don't realize is that is legal. You can hit the ball out of the goalkeeper's hand. Let's watch it here.
That's correct.
You can actually hit it.
There he is.
Right.
That's right.
Now, that is legal.
Absolutely. The goalkeeper got careless.
That is
What
legal.
a great player he is. He never misses anything, hasn't he?
Just don't relax with him around, I'll tell you that.
You can.
Keith Eddy, now they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Warner Roth. Right at the top of the arc there. They say he was fouling, and it's going to be a free kick coming up for the Minnesota Kicks. Next Wednesday night, Boston Minutemen in town at Yankee Stadium. Simoes, the great midfielder, will be there.
Bobby Rigby directing traffic there.
Eddie Coker will be there, dangerous goal scorer for Boston. Then Friday it'll be Toronto in town at Yankee Stadium, and the great Eusebio. West shot. Oh, West save by Rigby. That was going toward the corner.
It sure was.
We got a corner kick coming up now. Let's look at it again. Watch this shot. This would have hit the corner.
Left-footed shot to the left corner. Great save by Bob Rigby.
All right, corner kick coming up now. Back to the live action. Here's the corner. Dangerous in front.
Again, Bob Rigby.
Punched it out. Lob back in again. Let's see if Rigby can get it. He punched it out again. Over the sideline, it'll be a throw in deep in Cosmo's zone now. Now watch Flater. Flater can throw this ball right into the area. He's capable. This is almost like a corner kick. Watch him now. He'll throw it 30 yards in there, or he's capable of doing it. Let's see if he does. There it goes, right in front. Smith had to head it over the top. We have another corner kick coming.
Well, the Bob Rigby's all over the field.
I'll
Very dangerous when the goalie comes on the goal. Very dangerous play, and the timing has to be perfect.
When you throw the ball like Flater does, that's more dangerous than a corner kick because he can place the ball on someone's head there.
Be much more accurate with it.
That's correct, Howard.
In front, headed out nicely by Clements. There's a shot and a save. Bobby Rigby and a long throw. Coming to Quinaglia just outside the box. Quinaglia making a run now. Giorgio Quinaglia has a tackle away by Steve Litt. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer.
The Huntington, Babylon, and Smithtown. Minnesota with 14 shots on goal. Cosmos with 15.
24-22 to play in the match. No score in this match. The Cosmos and the Minnesota Kicks. Merrick with the ball now, just into Cosmos territory. Number 6, coming to the 35-yard line. Garbutt picks him up.
All alone, Jim.
Played on the left side for West. Pele comes to pick him up. The long ball, the far post, and Rigby made the catch in front of Butcher. Butcher was right there, and Rigby timed it perfectly. Dangerous ball by West. Eddie plays it to Garbutt now at the New York 35-yard line. He turns, leads it beautifully for Pele. Pele now trying to beat people, gets it inside.
Oh, yes!
Italia. Back to Pele. Tinian again.
All alone. Oh!
Tinian missed it. A great pass from Pele. The build-up was there. Pele, Quinaglia, Pele, Tinian miss.
Jim, a greatest passing combination of the game. Now look at this pass. Pele directs traffic, passes Quinaglia. A little flick pass back to Pele. Passes to Tinian. He's all alone. Just left to the post.
Back to the live action, a long boot by Barnett coming to the New York 35-yard line. They call Aitken for fouling Butcher. It'll be a free kick coming up for Minnesota. 23 minutes unofficially to play in the match. Cosmos and the Kicks in Bloomington, Minnesota, in excess of 47,000 people here to watch this match. And in the background, you may hear that staccato clapping as they want their Kicks to score. Here's Willie. In front.
All alone. He scores. Oh, he was all alone.
Nesolinkwe from Willie in front. And this place is going bananas.
All alone, Jim. Nesolinkwe 6 yards out. He was all alone. He was left unguarded. He trapped the ball, he stopped it, and he passed it by Bob Rigby. Rigby couldn't do anything. It wasn't his fault.
Nesolinkwe almost had a goal in the closing seconds of the first half, and here he gets it.
And the crowd goes wild.
Cosmos trailing now 1-0. And now we're going to have a foul called against Minnesota. Tinian was being pushed there by Ron Webster. And the Cosmos now will have a kick outside the area. 5 goals now for Ace Nesolinkwe, the 22-year-old South African.
And that's assist number 4 for Alan Wiley.
In the area. Bobby Smith heading, goes by.
Nice try, nice try. He thought he had it. Yeah, Bobby Smith.
Jeff Barnett, who now has a 1-0 lead over the New York Cosmos, with 21-17 to play in the match in Minnesota. Minnesota undefeated here at Metropolitan Stadium in 4 league matches. And the Cosmos have their work cut out for them now.
Largest opportunity is really Cosmos had 4 or 5 opportunities. They couldn't score. Minnesota had 1, and they scored.
Keith Eddy now with the ball for Pele. Pele running now. He has Garbutt on the left side if he wants to go to him. Got through Garbutt. Now re-intercepted by Pele, and it's going to be Minnesota. Alan West. Get it over to Flater. Flater running up the right side. And now we're going to have a foul called against the Cosmos, against Keith Eddy.
There's a little excessive body contact there.
And again, this great crowd starts a staccato clapping. They want more. 20 minutes, 7 seconds to play in the match. The Cosmos trail 1-0. They trail the Minnesota Kicks. In front. Good defensive play there by Warner Roth. And has it knocked over the side, and they're going to call what? Corner kick. Willie and Roth going for the ball. They say Roth hit it last. Corner kick coming up. Alan West will take it out of the right corner with unofficially 19:41 to play in the match. A NASL Linkway goal has given Minnesota the only score. It's 1-0. Here's West with it. Pele to play defense. And there's a good defensive play by Garbett. Plays it out.
Oh, nice play.
To Clements in the area. Chips it nicely for Pele. And has it tackled away from him by Webster. Good play by Webster. He saw that coming. Eddy knocks it away for Clements. Long ball up the right
Oh, good
side
pass.
here.
Let's open up a little
Cosmos
bit here.
opening it up now. They have Canalia running free on the right side. They played inside for Tony Field. Tony coming through, and Barnett gets to it.
Two against three, Jim. Pretty little nifty passing and good footwork. Created a little scoring opportunity there.
Futcher has it knocked away by Keith Eddy. To Clements. Across midfield. Double team, triple team. Futcher took it away, and they're going to call a foul on Minnesota. A foul called against Frank Spragan. Frank Spragan from Minnesota. This is New York Cosmos soccer. All right, from Bloomington, you're going to be mad and you're going to be happy. You're going to be mad because you didn't see this live, and you're going to be happy because Kinaya is going to tie the game.
6 yards out, Jim, over the goalie. He knocks it in. 1-1. Too bad we couldn't see it.
Giorgio Kinaya now has scored 5 goals in a little over 3 games, 3 3/4 games. Giorgio Kinaya has tied this game at 1-1.
And Jim, that's what you said. The guy has to make only one move, and that good.
That's right.
Excellent
you make one
individual.
mistake with Giorgio, and
Yeah.
it's all over.
He made an excellent individual effort on that.
So the Cosmos have come back here with 17-18 to play in the match, and they've tied it at 1-1. Kinaya with the ball now at midfield. Now they played on the right side. Here's Bobby Smith. Played it out in front of him just a bit too much and had it knocked away over the sideline. Throw in for the Cosmos.
That is a very interesting, very important goal for the Cosmos. Not only does it tie the game, Jim, but it stops the momentum that Minnesota had built up with the goal taking the lead.
Here's Garbett having it headed away. It'll be controlled along the right side there. Cosmos trying to get that go-ahead goal. Here's a pass to the far post. Headed up in the air. Kanaya has it. Here's a shot that comes to the other side. Clements brings it under control. Still controlling it out to Bobby Smith. Smith now has it knocked away by NASL Linkway. Again, he got the ball out in front of him too much. Ace NASL Linkway makes a pass to Mike Plater. 35-yard line. Pele coming back to play defense. Comes through. Rigby has it. Good play by Pele to come from behind to knock it away from the streaking Flater. Aiken. And it's knocked out of bounds by Minnesota. No, they're going to give it. They're going to give it to Minnesota. They say the Cosmos hit it last. Aiken doesn't agree with the call. I must agree with him.
Let's look at the goal
that
again.
tied the game up. Okay.
One bounce. Oh, nice little pass. I don't know if it was a scissor kick hard or not, but
Looked a
he
little
got
bit,
it in.
Looked like Valerie Brumel in the 1960 Olympics with a high jump.
All right, I'll tell
He
you.
slipped it right through.
Canaya's like Earl the Pearl Monroe. He's got so many ways to knock it in the net. I mean, and he just showed that was a difficult shot for a lot of people. Not for Kanaya. Here's the Cosmos again.
Nice cross.
Kanaya was ready to head it, but it was knocked away from him. Great play. Great defense by the Kicks now, who are pressed back on defense as the Cosmos are attacking quickly. Now it's Flater coming to the 35-yard line. Watch him. He can hit it. He does. Rigby handles it. Didn't get it all that time. All right, back to the live action now. 14:40 to play in the match. A goal kick coming up for the Cosmos. Tie game 1-1. NASL Linkway scored first for Minnesota. And just moments ago, it was Kinaya scoring. Here's Kinaya with the ball. Back for Pele, who had fallen down. Pele may be hurt. Pele may be hurt.
He's all right. Doing a bit of Barrymore, but he's all right. Accidentally touched it. Love to hear the conversation that's going on there as Pele walks away with a big grin on his face.
14 minutes, 8 seconds to play in the match. 1-1 match. And should this end a 1-1 match regulation, we would play 15 minutes of overtime and then go to penalty kicks. 13:57 unofficially to play in the match. Cosmos with it now. Warner up, plays it to Quinalla. Nice tackle. Nice tackle again by Steve Litt, who's done the job most of the night against Quinalla. We say most of the night because he missed him one time.
All right, Jim,
we
now have officially a new North American Soccer League regular season attendance record, 46,164, which of course beats the record that was set last Sunday in Tampa Bay when Tampa Bay played the Cosmos.
So a new record here in Minnesota. There's a long ball up the field. Tinian going for it, Quinalla going for it, headed away by Minnesota, and here's Merrick with it now, coming for his own 35-yard line. The Cosmos pressing forward, so Merrick gets it back to Barnett. 12:57 unofficially to play in the match. Here's Webster, number 2, a good attacking fullback across his 35-yard line. You see Field playing that defense there. Alan Warren Roth knocked it away, and the ball goes out of bounds. I believe they're going to call a foul that time. Foul.
Ramon Mifflin is not playing. Some of the Mifflin fans back in New York, he's injured. He might be ready for the next game.
Aiken was the man fouled. The new Cosmos, Charlie Aiken, 12:25, just over the midfield line. Charlie plays it up the left side, intending it for Field.
A little screening.
And over the goal line, and what are they going to call?
I think Tony was pushing. Yeah.
Tony Field's giving him a videotape replay there. He said, I just did a little dance. I didn't hit him. Smack Ron.
Tony gets a little excited. I like his style, Jeff.
Let me tell you something. Attackers like to do that to defenders every once in a while because they're getting it on the other end most of the games. Every once in a while they have a chance to whack somebody, and they feel a lot better when it's all over. Aiken, good header. Merrick tries to control it, did not control it, and Pele breaking through. Nesselenque could knock it away. Quinalla trying to get it back to Pele, but could not. And Nesselenque has the ball. Tackled away nicely at midfield there by Garbett. Played outside to Quinalla. Back to Garbett. Nice ball. Garbett plays it wide on the right for Pele. Pele looking to cross in front. Comes inside. And is stripped just outside the area. The referee said just outside the area. Very, very close.
He's pointing to the penalty area. Pele doesn't like it, Jim. He felt it was inside the penalty zone.
Now he's appealing to the linesman. Pele was appealing. He said, ask the linesman. I'll tell you why he's appealing. Look. He is fouled.
He was tripped.
He's fouled 2 yards in the area.
Very definitely.
There's a chip in front. Field is there.
Field is there. He scores.
Tony Field.
Terrific.
I can't believe he was unmarked. When you see this again, if we have it, hopefully. He was unmarked. There wasn't a man near him.
Assist by Dave Clements.
Well, look at that. Look at that perfect pass. The perfect pass.
What a big goal by
Let's look
Tony Field. What a big goal. And the Cosmos lead 2-1 with 10.5 minutes to play in the match. Tony Field on a header.
That's goal number 4 for Tony Field.
We'll show you that a little later. Right now, let's stay with the action here. Nesselenque, and the Cosmos lead 2-1 on 2 late goals here after going down 1-0. Merrick now penetrating, knocked away by Garbett. Good defensive play. Quinalla to Pele. Bobby Smith is making a run up the right side, but instead they try to go to Tinian. A bad pass. Peter Bryan, the midfielder, lays it up here for Flater coming through, and a good tackle by Bob Smith. Bob Smith, good defensive play. Quinalla turns and goes at midfield. Giorgio, nice pass for Field. Back for Quinalla. And Barnett got there first. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Soccer.
You know, there's nothing that beats a family picnic at the beach or park with blue skies, hot sun, and a cooler full of Malta Schaefer. Why Malta Schaefer? because no Malta tastes quite so good frosty cold. You see, the people at Schaefer have given this malt a very special quality. So it keeps its full, rich Malta flavor no matter how cold you might want to drink it. And that's why they call it the cold one. Malta Schaefer. The colder you drink it, the better you like it.
That pass intended for Canaglia from Pele, and as you saw, just a bit high. And you got to hit it pretty high to miss Giorgio because he's about 6'2". Warner Roth got it getting up in the air. Aiken. Now it's Aiken, good in the air. But again, Minnesota controls the ball. Nesolinkwe now. They get it back to Ronnie Webster, number 2. Ronnie has it headed away and out of bounds off Tinian.
You know, Jim, we were talking earlier before the first goal of the match, which was Nesolinkwe's Minnesota goal, that when the first goal is scored, there would be an abundance of goals afterwards, and thus far it's been proven right, as the Cosmos have countered with 2.
All right, Minnesota trying for the equalizer with 8 minutes unofficially to play in the match. The Cosmos lead 2-1, and Aitken is on the ground. He's been injured. Play continues. Cosmos playing with a man down. Pele comes out to head it away. Here's Litt playing it to Nesolinkwe on the right, but it's cleared out of there nicely. And it comes all the way back to Barnett, and now the official coming over to have a look from Minnesota. This is New York Cosmos soccer, and down on the field, that's Charlie Aitken, the new fullback who's played well here tonight. Number 17, he was injured on the play and being attended to by his teammates and the trainer down there. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos soccer. Charlie Aitken is up and all right. Cosmos lead this match, 7:11 to play unofficially, 2-1. Goals by Quinaya and Tony Field after the Cosmos drop behind 1-0 on a goal by Nesolinkwe here in the second half. Nesolinkwe down to the midfield line. And this crowd of almost 47,000, a record for a regular season NASL game, is waiting for its Minnesota Kicks to come on and hopefully tie this match. All right, let's look at the goal by Field now. Videotape replay. Watch how open. There he is. There he is. Wide open.
Perfect timing and position. 6 yards out, high up in the air.
And I'll tell you something else he did there, Pete. He headed the ball down. That's a tough play for a goalkeeper. Instead of keeping it up in the air, he headed it down and bounced it in the corner. Great play by Tony Field, wide open. And I had no doubt in my mind that Roger Swing, the greatest slow-mo guy in the country, had that somewhere, and he had it on the videotape replay. No doubt in my mind.
He went back into the depths to come up with that one.
Can't do it any better.
I think Tony Field would like to see that game.
Hey, our telecasts have been good for Tony Field. He's gotten 3 goals thus far in the 3 games that we've telecast.
Cosmos leading 2-1, but there's still time remaining. 5:53 to play in the match. Now the fans want Minnesota to move forward now. No more square passing. A long ball for Futcher. Eddie gets to it first, knocks it over the sideline. We're going to have a Minnesota throw-in with 5:40 to play in the match. All right, watch it again now on the goal by Field. Look at him, wide open.
But Jim also
bounced
Clemens.
It down. See how he bounced it in the corner. No chance for Barnett.
How about Clemens'
Back
perfect
to the live
pass,
action
Jim.
now. Cosmos moving on the attack along the right sideline. And the defensive play is made there and knocked away and out of bounds. Merrick made the play. He's played very well for the Kicks. Alan Merrick. This Minnesota club's a pretty good club.
Well, they have 39 points coming into this game with a 4-3 record, 11 points behind Vancouver, but Vancouver's played 3 more games.
And they started slowly. They lost a couple of games early in the year, but they've really come on. And Jeff Barnett, here, the goalkeeper, has played very, very well most of the match. From Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos soccer.
Available at Gimbals, getting better every day.
All right, Merrick toward the penalty area, toward Woolley. Chips it in the area, and it's going to go over the goal line. And now we have the substitution for the Cosmos. Brian Rowan, number 3, has replaced Charlie Aitken. Charlie Aitken, playing his first game as a Cosmo, played well. You saw him get shaken up moments ago. And Ken Furphy substituting a fresh fullback over there, Brian Rowan, who, if memory serves me correctly, is the first game he hasn't really started this year. So Brian is in it. And there is Aiken being worked over. There's Dr. Julio Metzai on the end, shouting out instructions. 3:37. This is a very big game for the New York Cosmos. after that 5-1 defeat to Tampa last Sunday. They really need this match here.
Cosmos stay on the road as they go to Portland on June the 12th.
Pele now, and it's going to be corner kick Cosmos, as you see. 3:18. Let's see who takes the corner.
You know, Jim, you mentioned before that Minnesota started slowly, and that they did. They lost 3 of their first 4. Only a win over San Jose on May the 9th was the only win they had in that 4-game set.
There's the goalie again on the far post of the goal.
Right.
That's where the action is, right in front of him.
Tinian on
Look
the
at
corner
Pele.
kick. Far post. He's looking for Quinalla. And Litt heads it over the goal line. Again, we're going to have a corner kick coming up from this side, from the near side.
Quinalla, number 9, Jim. 6'2", 195. Big, strong striker.
And time becomes a factor right here, Jim, with only 2:40 remaining in regulation time. The Cosmos up by the score of 2-1.
Cosmos in no big hurry, too, with the clock in their favor in a 2-1 game. They're just going to play it out. And again, another corner kick coming up. And the Cosmos have picked up valuable time here with 3 corner kicks, and they're not in any hurry at all. Watch Tinian now. He'll set it down, look things over.
Good close-up of Tinian there.
Gets it out, and
He's going to do it again.
Nesselenque just took it away.
here come the kicks now. And a push from behind.
Oh, no.
Oh,
yes.
Field, and now we're going to have a fight here.
Oh, there's Pele. Pele comes right in.
Pele jumped right in the middle.
All right, fellas, let's talk this over now. And the official has just waved the yellow card
At Tony Field.
at Tony Field.
So while they get things cooled down here, let us tell you that from Minnesota, this is New York Cosmos Minnesota throw-in. Watch Flater now. He's the guy that can wing it. Let's see if he tries. That's a long throw from where he's at. 1:35, the clock ticking away, and now the official says, come on, let's play ball. Minnesota's not trying to waste time. I'll tell you that. They're losing 2-1. Here comes Flater. There's the ball right in the middle of the area. Smith headed it out. It's kept inside, though. And here's Bobby Smith with the ball and plays it up.
Boy, he's a tough defender, Bobby Smith. All over the field.
Keith Eddy kicked it straight up in the air, and there's going to be a foul call against Minnesota here. Foul against Minnesota with 1:04 unofficially to play in the match. The Cosmos lead the Minnesota Kicks 2-1 on 2 late goals by Giorgio Quinalla and Tony Field, after Minnesota had taken a 1-0 lead in the second half and a goal by Ace Nesselenque. And almost 47,000 here on hand. There's a long boot that came right to Barnett. Rigby really boomed it out. And these fans here giving both clubs an ovation for a well-played match.
That's a lot of hands getting together. 46,164, which is a new North American Soccer League regular season attendance record.
The clock says 22 seconds. Long boot by Eddie upfield. They're just trying to waste time. Now remember, that's unofficial. The official has the time, the official time on the field. Litt with the ball now on his own end with 9 seconds. Long booming kick upfield for Willie. And Warner Roth headed it away. Nesselenque against Pele, and that's it. The New York Cosmos have come from behind here in Bloomington, Minnesota, in front of more than 46,000 to beat Minnesota 2-1.